Now Live Healthy Appalachia hopes to bring down childhood obesity in the next 10 years, and they're hoping to do this through a program called Food is Elementary. These bits of foundation right here are the only pieces left of the house that was completely washed away whole down the Scioto River last night. So far, the group has raised more than $12,000 and expects to raise even more. If you're tanning, reading a book, or just hanging out on your own roof, this ordinance will not affect you, and City Council says it was never intended to. Now, as you can see, there's been extensive damage that has been done in Crooksville last night. A storm completely took off the roof of this house over here. Just a 30-minute workout powers a laptop for about an hour. However, Director of Pink Sitter Hafed Ben Hajj says it's not necessarily about the numbers and more about the mindset. Between 62 and 74% of people in Appalachia don't have broadband access, but through installation of cables just like this one to existing power lines, that number is going to change dramatically over the next few years. And just like that, the home was gone.
See your whole life going down the river without you.
John Sparks was just a few weeks away from moving into his dream home when the river took matters into its own hands.
See, there was a building on the other side of the house itself, which I was staying in while I was finishing the house. It got closer and closer to it, so we moved everything out of it upstairs. And then, boom, next day it's gone, boom, next day the house is gone, just like that.
These bits of foundation right here are the only pieces left of the house that was completely washed away whole down the Scioto River last night. Since Sparks didn't have a flood plan, he has lost virtually everything. And the worst part for him is he thought he was prepared.
I've been there 27 years and I've been flooded. That's the reason they'll build up on stilts so high.
And now Sparks is going to rebuild.
Everything he went through, he will rebuild. His heart is here. His home is here.
I was driving on State Route 93 and everything looked normal. It didn't even seem like there was a storm last night. And then I turned the corner into Crooksville and there was no question of the destruction done by the storm. It came out of nowhere, but the damage in Crooksville is more than real for the people who live there. Around 6 last night, the town was caught off guard by the storm that ripped through the area.
Actually, on the way home, I was talking to my daughter. You know, I'm 41 years old, and I said I've never been through a tornado or any kind of experience like that, and we rounded the corner, and there it was.
Now, as you can see, there's been extensive damage that has been done in Crooksville last night. A storm completely took off the roof of this house over here. Insulation has been blown to the trees, to the power lines, and this house was built back in 1895 by the family's great-grandfather. A very emotional day for the family that lives here. And you know what, the residents here of Crooksville say they just really cannot believe that this has happened to them.
I know that they had a tornado warning out for Delaware County, and in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking September, it's like, come on, you know, you never have, not this late in the year.
Today, the town came together to pick up the pieces.
An event like this really does bring things back, you know, closer together, the community. We had a lot of people donate, you know, wanting to donate various things and help any way they could.
An emergency shelter was open at the Crooksville Fire Department, and as of now, everyone will have a place to sleep tonight. More than 81 homes and buildings were damaged. Of those, 16 were destroyed. No major injuries reported, leaving some in the town feeling fortunate.
And we hate to see damage, but, you know, no one seriously hurt or injured. You know, a godsend. I mean, we really lucked out on this one.
A group of Ohio University students is preparing to head to New Orleans. Oil is just starting to make its way to the Louisiana coast, and the students are going to meet it there.
So we are actually working on the forefront with a couple different organizations in New Orleans to try and be some of the first students to respond to the oil spill.
But the group is not sure what to expect when it gets there.
It's very much still an ongoing thing, and we are trying very hard to make that happen, get our hands dirty, and help with the oil spill.
The students are not trained in oil spill cleanup, so the group will be helping in more simple ways than you may think.
Most we could do would be like stuffing bags of hay or hair and stuff like that. So what we will be doing will have a direct positive effect on the oil spill, but we will not be in direct contact with any oil.
So far, the group has raised more than $12,000 and expects to raise even more. They're going to be here at College Gate for the next 2 days up until an hour before they leave, and they're asking everyone to do their part. One Athens resident donated toward the trip and was impressed by the students' efforts.
This is the next generation, and to see that they care about others and that they're going to give their time, that they're trying to collect money, yeah, it's great.
She also realizes the importance of the group's work.
I think that people are just now only beginning to realize how serious it is, and I think it's very important that Ohio University have a presence.
The group will not only help with the oil spill, the students are also constructing buildings damaged by Hurricane Katrina. They're working with Habitat for Humanity Friday and rebuilding the New Orleans Mission House Saturday and Sunday.